Hey, what is up everybody? William back for another Diecast review, and we've got a supersized review today. It's another NASCAR Authentics, but not your typical kind of NASCAR Authentics Diecast review. It is the Batman vs. Superman Jimmie Johnson hauler. Still got it in the box, as you can see here. Absolutely huge as I zoom out. There you go. It is from the NASCAR Authentics line. It doesn't really have a wave marked on it. But you can see it's got the Batman vs. Superman packaging. You got both Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmie Johnson's names there at the bottom. So starting over here, you can see just the hauler in the box. You've got this clear plastic on the box, so you can see the hauler inside, and we'll get to that in the review, of course. But for the box, you've got NASCAR Authentics here, DC Comics, getting your licensing in there, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmie Johnson's names. Got Batman and Superman there on the very end of the box. On the top, you've got the Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice logo. Nothing really until you get over to the other side here. It says ages 3 and up. NASCAR Hologram, NASCAR Authentics. Coming around to this side, you've got 88 and the 48 right there, 1/64 scale, NASCAR Authentics. And then you loop it back around to the right side, and you've got basically the same thing. And then on the back, you've got your Batman vs. Superman Dawn of Justice logo again, NASCAR Authentics, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmie Johnson, and then the 88 and the 48. I'm assuming that they made a Batman hauler. I'm not confirming that, but I'm pretty sure they made a Batman hauler for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and they just used the same box for that one too, and that way they didn't have to make two different box designs. But let's get this car out of the packaging and see how cool the hauler, I guess I shouldn't see the car, let's get this hauler out of its packaging and see how cool it really is. Alright, so here we have the Jimmie Johnson Superman hauler out of its packaging. And first of all, I think this is a really cool tribute to Jimmie Johnson's Superman car. I know they had a lot of this kind of merchandise when Jimmie drove the Superman car, but I think now that he won in the car when he drove it back in Fontana, and I was there, so as a Jimmie Johnson fan, seeing him win in the Superman car, I've mentioned this in my other Jimmie Johnson Superman reviews, as a Jimmie Johnson fan, seeing him win in person in the Superman car, as a Jimmie Johnson fan, it was just very cool. So now when you've got things like this to commemorate it, it's just so special to me personally, and I really do like what they did here with this hauler. The cab is pretty cool. They got some details. What's really neat though is what they have here on the hauler, and I'll kind of position my camera up a little bit so you can see. You can see there you've got the car kind of coming at you with like a front view of the car, and you can kind of see Metropolis, Superman City right there in the background. There you've got Superman, played by Henry Cavill. You've got Superman symbol, logo, Man of Steel, and you've got another picture of Jimmie Johnson's car, and then you've got Jimmie Johnson's signature and Lowe's, as well as the 48 in that kind of gold-plated look, and you've also got what looks like to be Superman's cape here, with the Metropolis background again. And what's really cool is that the other side is actually different, so I'll disconnect the cab here really quick, and show you the other side here. So yeah, you can see it's a little different. You got, again, Superman, Henry Cavill right there. You've got another picture, a different picture of Jimmie's car with the Superman logo and the Man of Steel again. And you've got the car, and then you've also got the Jimmie Johnson 48 Lowe's again. I like the fact that the two sides are different. I think it makes it pretty cool and special. Now let's go over the cab. I always liked what they do with these cabs, because along with the paint scheme, the fact that they put paint schemes on them, I think this is a really cool thing. They usually put a lot of detail into like inside the cabs. I always like to look in there. It's pretty cool what they do. So let's start off with the front. You got this is a semi-truck review here on my channel. So we've got our headlights right here. They're just kind of painted silver. You've also got the little turn signal lights there as well. A little chrome grill there. Nothing on the hood. I'm doing this like a diecast review, like a diecast car review. So you've got nothing on the hood there, but you do have to mention these are rubber tires on these on this semi-truck, so that's pretty cool. You got the rubber tires, you got this silver-plated, or not silver-plated, but just chrome side view mirror here. Got now this is like a gold-plated sort of thing, the way the 48 is done, a gold 48 there on the door of the cab. You've got the Superman logo as well as the Man of Steel there on the semi-truck. And then you've got the tires here. These tires are also made of rubber, so that's nice. On the back, you've got your silver mud flaps, so that's kind of interesting that they did silver mud flaps, but still pretty cool. They've got, that's where, of course, the hauler hooks into, is into that hole. And then you've got your smokestack here. It's painted silver, as well as you've just got some other molded detail here on the back of the cab, with such as like these hoses. Not painted or anything, but still pretty cool. And then you've got the Man of Steel here once again on the right side, as well as it looks like it's actually going over a window here on the cab. And then you've got the 48 again on this side of the cab, on this cab door. So I believe there's also, yes, there's a Hendrick Motorsports logo on the roof of the semi-truck cab, and there's also a little window right here as well, so that's pretty nice. This is what I was talking about. It's probably going to be hard to see, just as I thought, but there actually are seats inside the semi-truck. There are 2 seats inside the semi-truck, as well as like a steering wheel and a whole dashboard setup. I'm trying to get it so you can see. You can kind of somewhat see the steering wheel in there. Not really, but there, believe me, take my word for it, there is a steering wheel and a driver's seat and a passenger seat in there, as well as like a whole dashboard. Like I said, it's hard to see, but it's in there, and that's what I love that they do with these haulers, that they put all that detail into them. I think it's so very nice and so very cool. You know, even though it is a fantasy hauler, this was not the actual hauler the weekend Jimmie Johnson drove the Superman car. I still think it's really cool and really special for them to do. So, getting the cab out of the way. Again, I already did the haulers, but I'm just going to kind of go over some of the details, some of the molded detail. So there you can see the peg. I'll bring actually the semi-truck back in. See, there's the peg that's on the hauler, and that just goes into this hole right here. And you can just put it in there and you're good to go. So that's how that connects. It's very easy. So if you're a little kid trying to play with it, it's very easy to connect and disconnect. So you can see here, there's actually like they put like some logos, like what were probably supposed to be like reflectors on the side of the hauler. I think that's a nice detail. Also here, just this molded detail on the hauler itself, I think is very nice, as my camera doesn't want to focus. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to get it to focus here. Hold on. Technical difficulties, folks. There we go. Alright. So you can see there's supposed to be probably what are supposed to be like lights along the side of the cab. And that continues. You've got like a little cabinet here. A little, some more, probably what are supposed to be lights. Sorry, I get my hand in the way. Probably what are supposed to be some more lights down here at the bottom of the cab. Another little thing down here. I don't really know what that is. You've got another little cabinet down here as well. And then more lights going up the side. That's really what the main molded detail is, just like the lights that would be along the side of a hauler. Along the side of the, you know, the hauler part of the truck. And then on the back here, you've got, as I'm going to try to zoom out, because to get a good look at this, on the back door of the hauler, you've got another picture of Jimmie Johnson's car with the Superman logo, as well as his signature and the 48 there. Those down there are probably supposed to be more lights. And we'll get into that in just a second, because the top of the hauler is really nothing up there. It's just flat, molded blue plastic, nothing too special. And you've got those same sort of details down here along this side with the molded detail, like the cabinets and the lights and such. Very nice, very cool. But what I will show you is that the back door does in fact open. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to set my camera down, and we're going to pull this back a little bit. So there you can see you've got the back door, back hatch, whatever you want to call it, to the hauler open, and Diecast can fit in there. I believed it would only, I thought it would only be fitting that we put in none other than the Superman car in the hauler. This is the Action Racing Collectibles version of the diecast, not the NASCAR Authentics. But they still fit in the diecast, so that's nice. So you can see here, you can just roll the car, put it up on the ramp, roll it up the ramp, and you are good to go. You are hauling to the races. So this is very cool. I think it's a very cool display piece to put with your Superman car, put with your Batman versus Superman merchandise. I believe it's a very nice fit to the collection. I'll definitely be displaying these together. I mean, just come on. Look at this. If you've got that look going right there, I think that's pretty hard to beat if you can get that look going. With the Superman car and the Superman hauler, I believe that's a pretty hard look to beat. I mean, come on. I mean, especially if you were a fan of this whole promotion thing that they had going on back in March when he drove this car at the Auto Club Speedway and you're a Jimmie Johnson fan. Especially if you're like me who was at the race and saw Jimmie Johnson win in the car, like I said in the beginning of the video. It's a very special piece to have, and I'm very, very glad to have it. So I'm rambling at this point, but I hope you all enjoyed the diecast review. And this is a hauler review, so it's a little bit different. So hope you all enjoyed. Comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you for watching once again, and I will see you all in the next video.